Week 6, boom or bust, joined by Kyle and Tony. What's up, fellas?
Kyle and Tony, a.k.a. boom and bust.
There you go. No, I thought I was bust. God.
Oh, that's true.
The show booms and a bust. Two bums and a bust. Two booms and a bust that bumps too. Two bumps and a bust. I mean, Freudian slip there, huh? Jeez.
Something like that.
Whoopsie. We got Derryberry up in the stream here. We got Harry. Ooh, two guys up in the stream there.
Somebody's got to be Harry because it ain't Tony.
Alrighty, week 6 booms and busts. And IG viewers, you can join us over on YouTube and Fantasy Football Network and see the player board and all of the speakers as well. So look at us looking all uniform with our matching backdrops and everything. We're so cute.
God, professional.
I tell you, something like that.
You'd almost think we planned that.
Almost. Almost. Before we get into our booms and our busts, Harry's already got some questions going over here. So let's hop on those real quick. I am going to switch our positions there. There we go. So you can see Tony's pretty face instead of mine. Start 2 PPR: Eno Benjamin, Miles Sanders, Gabe Davis, Jerry Jeudy, and Pickens.
Give me Eno and Davis.
I think Eno kind of has to be one, right?
Yeah, I could go along with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I love Sanders. Don't love any Broncos at this point. Don't trust Pickens. So I think I'm also my second one is also Gabe Davis, kind of process of elimination there for me. So, oh, there's Albert. Look at that. What's up, man? You had 2 people beat you to it. We even had we even had a question before you said it. So disappointed in you. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you. Harry says, picked up Eno after no one picked him up, and now he's projected 14.5, feeling good about myself. Yeah, that's silly that no one picked him up.
I literally did the exact same thing like an hour ago in a league. Like,
yeah, I say that. I mean, I have actually leagues where he's just sitting on waivers right now too, because I think everyone just sees him as a short-term thing, and no one's really. I was surprised with it being a bye week that people aren't picking him up.
Here's the thing: not only is he's going to be a 1-week fill-in, but they're talking about shutting down Connor for a couple of weeks. So he could be a multi-week fill-in during the bye weeks, which are starting this week.
Yep. Yeah, he could fill in there. I don't know. He's got Seattle, then New Orleans, and Minnesota, then Seattle again. So in a 4-game stretch, he's got Seattle twice. Wow. That could be some value there if they shut Connor down for a little bit.
100%.
All those people that drafted Connor and he don't get to play the 2 easiest games of the year. No, that would be something, wouldn't
it? Sad.
Connor's been a disappointment.
For sure.
He has.
Hey, what's up, New Life? How's it going? Jacoby Myers, solid wide receiver 2. Your thoughts?
I don't know if I'd say solid, but, some guys on a bye, I could see him as a wide receiver 2, sure. Just based on the sheer volume he'll get. I prefer to have him in a flex, though.
I was going to say, I would prefer him as a flex myself. I don't know if I'd go as high as a wide receiver.
We'll say a deep league wide receiver, too. How about that?
If you're in a 14-team league, probably wide receiver, too. Is Pickens startable in deeper leagues?
Yeah, I can see it. Well, who's he playing this week? Oh, Tampa. I could see him as a flex in a really deep league. Yeah, like, again, 14, 16. I don't think you need to go that deep in 10 and 12s yet.
Yeah, I'm just not trusting it. The Fantasy Pros has him as the wide receiver 37.
He's a flex play with some upside, but not a whole lot.
That Tampa defense has been really tough. And I just don't know how that looks for Pickett.
It's just slim pickings right now on free agency. So
it's slim what?
Pickens. That was no pun intended.
Oh, that was just too perfect. I couldn't let that go. Slim Pickens. Yeah, with bye weeks especially, it bumps guys up, right? Guys who typically wouldn't be startable or all of a sudden startable. Or we're talking about Jacoby Myers being a wide receiver too this week. I mean, it's weird, right? Hollywood or Jeff Wilson at flex?
That's tough. They both have really good matchups. But give me Hollywood.
I'm guessing this is PPR would be a guess.
Probably.
What are you thinking, Tony?
I love Jeff Wilson's matchup. He's going to get guaranteed touches. That game script could set up perfectly for him. As much as I love Hollywood, I think Jeff Wilson for me is the play. I like the guaranteed touches that he's going to get in this matchup.
I actually agree with this. I think, and for me, Hollywood, it's because of what we were just talking about with Eno Benjamin. I mean, it's a great matchup for running backs. They're probably going to run the ball a lot. Maybe they get a good lead on him, and Hollywood gets kind of game flowed out. I just like Jeff Wilson here. I think that's a great matchup, and I'm taking advantage of that.
The way both of these defenses are playing, Arizona and Seattle, I could see another Detroit-Seattle situation where it turns into a shootout.
Good.
I understand the guaranteed touches. I guess Hollywood's more if you really need that big boom play.
Rondale Moore's come on a little bit. They've got Ertz in the passing game, and the name of the show is Boom or Bust. Jeff Wilson is my boom running back for the week.
Oh, just going to jump right into that, huh?
Well, listen, we were talking about Jeff Wilson. The past 2 weeks with Chubb and Fournette, each of them have scored at least 19 PPR points. So for me, Wilson is almost a must start this week against this defense in Atlanta.
Well, Kyler is my boom QB, so suck it.
Again. All right, I'm going to get through a couple more of these chats, and then we'll get into these players really quick. Hold on. So we'll go through this. Dark Wolf, how about that game? Yeah.
These Thursday night games are
they're horrible. God, they're so
good.
boring. What's up, right? How's it going? Yes, sir.
Good.
And then last one before we get started here, your guy Tyler Lockett puts us on the injury report. The hamstring injury, Sushi. Oh, snap. Snap. All righty, guys. Let's do
Sushi be like, he'll still get 400 yards and 8 touchdowns. Suck it.
Right, for real. Like, from the bench, didn't even travel with the team. 4 touchdowns.
I think you should pull a Sushi and grab D. Eskridge. That's his backup receiver.
There you go. Pull a Sushi.
Oh, God, I love it.
No, Sushi better, even if Lockett's out, he needs to have him in his starting lineup. He owes us that. Yeah. And I went screenshots or it didn't happen. And I know Photoshop, so if it's Photoshopped, I'll be able to.
If you don't start Lockett with an out designation, you're a fraud.
Yep. All right, Kyle, let's get into quarterbacks. Let's go into Kyler Murray real quick.
As soon as I quit sucking water down the wrong pipe.
Hey,
yeah, Kyler Murray. Matchup against Seattle. Sorry, hold on.
I picked the wrong person at the wrong time.
Oh, I was literally choking on water. Go figure. Kyler Murray playing against Seattle. James Conner's going to miss, so I could see Kyler getting, running a little bit more. And then that defense is just awful. I think Marquise Brown has a really good game. I think that whole passing core could have a pretty good game. Obviously, not everybody's going to, but everybody has the possibility to. I love Kyler Murray against Seattle, man. You saw what Goff did to him, and Kyler's way better than Goff. So,
yeah, I like that rushing upside that Kyler gets in this game as well. Those rushing yards can really play out. So, as an advantage. All right, Tony, what do you got?
I'm going to take a guy maybe off the radar the past few weeks, and that's Matthew Stafford as my boom play for the week. I like him in this home game against the Carolina Panthers. They've been somewhat generous to the quarterback position this year. And I see this as a get right game for Matthew Stafford. I think this is a game where Matthew Stafford maybe gets that offense on track. Not if he doesn't do it this week at home against Carolina, I don't know when it's going to happen. So I've got Stafford as my boom quarterback.
I think
it's almost like if it doesn't happen this week, drop him, right? It kind of feels that way.
It kind of feels that way. That's what I was about to say. You kind of hit the nail on the head there. It's got to happen this week or it ain't happening, I feel like. But at the same time, don't hold your breath.
And look, here's the thing too. It's a team in flux as far as Carolina is concerned. They just let go of Matt Rule. Everything there is in turmoil. This is the perfect spot for Stafford.
Or does that motivate the team? You know how teams can kind of get riled up when you get a coaching change or quarterback change. That can also motivate a team.
Not when your quarterback changing to PJ Walker.
That's true. Oh, I forgot they also have PJ Walker. Oh, that team should be dominated. Matt Stafford better do something this week.
It's not going to be pretty.
That's going to be so ugly. All right. Speaking of ugly, Kyle, who's your bust this week?
Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
I know some people have been using him for streaming and stuff like that, but this ain't the week. Against San Francisco with no Cordero Patterson to lean on. Like, that pass rush is going to eat him alive. You just can't – it's hard to start anybody against San Fran, man. Their defense is too good. Them in Buffalo were like the must-not starts.
I saw him get his lunch ate last week against Tampa Bay. And so going against the Niners, I'm sure it's going to be much better. So
it's going to be bad.
That's a no thanks for me. So,
which means temper expectations for Drake London too this week.
Yes, just like last week, he didn't have a great game this week. And just expect Kyle Pitts to have the same sort of game that he typically does.
Yeah, exactly. Business as usual for Kyle Pitts, blocking.
Exactly. All right, that leaves Tony's bust.
I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence as my bust for the week. He's kind of been a middling quarterback this year in fantasy. He's kind of in that 15 to 17 range. And the Colts have been pretty stingy against opposing quarterbacks. This is an away game for T-Law playing at Indianapolis. I don't think this is going to be a game where we get T-Law's best. So he's a guy who, for me, is going to be riding pine.
I don't know. I've never heard you call him T-Law, so I'm still a little caught up on that. But
T-Law?
You're so hip and cool, like all the kids these days. Tony, I like
it. Whatever.
I'm such an ass. I'm sorry. I like the pick. I like it. Tony, let's continue with you. You got some cool nickname for Jeff Wilson that you want to throw out there when you talk about him?
J-Dub.
J Will.
That's J-Dub.
We got J Will. Is my boom quarterback, my boom running back for the week. I've already talked about him going up against this porous Atlanta defense. They've been kind of really exposed, especially the last 2 weeks. Now, of course, that was up against Fournette and Chubb. But minimum of 19 PPR points. This is a game where, for me, game script sets itself perfectly for Jeff Wilson. Their defense is ridiculous. The San Francisco defense, see them jumping out to a nice little lead, riding Jeff Wilson. He could get 20-plus carries. I'm expecting a monster game from Wilson this weekend, top 10, top 12 type day.
No, I agree. I think he has a fantastic day. I agree with your assessment, and I agree with what we were saying earlier with him over Marquise Brown. I do want to just highlight really quick, Kyle, what is going on with your camera? There we go. I don't know. I had some weird coloration going on. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but he was like purple and yellow.
I saw it on yours for a minute.
Weird. Okay, got some weird glitchy stuff going on. Alrighty, Kyle, give me one of your running backs.
I'm gonna hit you with my bust first this time. CEH. I had him on my super crash a couple weeks ago, and he fell in for a couple of touchdowns. Go figure. But didn't have a great game against Las Vegas. Finally saw that efficiency come down a bit off of the minimum amount of touches that he has. And, this week he's got Buffalo. Buffalo's not a team you run on. I think this is going to be a redonkulous shootout between Mahomes and Josh Allen. And I think CEH suffers for it this week.
God, we can only hope it's a shootout. God, please give us that just incredible game that is just ridiculous, absolutely nuts, and absurd. That's what I want. I want that video game.
I want that playoff rematch, man.
Yeah, I mean, in defense, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been catching more passes.
Gabe Davis for 4 touchdowns again,
So, I don't know.
I'm kidding.
But no running backs really had success against the Bills, right? Maybe Chase Edmonds had 2 touchdowns, like short touchdowns or something stupid. I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, they've been really struggling against them. So I don't mind that at all. Tony, who do you got as your bust?
I got T.O. as my running back bust for the week. I'm just gonna roll with that for the night. We're just gonna use that. This is the opposite side of that San Francisco Atlanta game. I know a lot of team owners rushed out to get Algier once Patterson hit IR. This is not going to be a week where you want to start him versus that 49er defense. Through 5 weeks, they've held every running back less than 60 yards. This is not going to be a good game for this Atlanta offense. Specifically, this running back, he's going to be a guy that you're going to want to have on your bench.
Tyal, is that what we're calling him?
Teal.
Yeah,
it would be funny if every one of your picks started with a T and you just did that. It'd be so something to look at for next week, Tony.
We'll work on it.
A little alliteration there with your nicknames. And Algier, I mean, he didn't even seem to really lead that backfield. Anyways, he did not seem very efficient in that last game. So I'm not riding him this week at all. Wright did say over here though that Dobbins did well on the Bills defense. So very true. I knew someone had done well against them at least. Alrighty. Kyle, that leaves you with your boom.
Yeah, K-Wall. Kenneth Walker, man, this week's waiver wire darling. I think he's going to jump out to a really quick start for your teams as that RB1 that we've been talking about on every show this week. He's going to come out and get virtually every touch out of the backfield for the Seahawks. And Arizona is not an imposing matchup either. So I think Walker has a really, really good game out of the gate here for anybody who snagged him up off of waivers or drafted and stashed him.
Yeah, I'm really jealous not to have Kenneth Walker.
So am I. I'm pissed.
I'm pretty unhappy about it, actually, because I think he's about to shine pretty well, and I'm not excited to have to just watch it. I've got Algier in some leagues. Yay. That's my rookie running back that I have. So I can sit back and watch Pierce and Walker just do their thing. Fun times. Alrighty. Let's pull off of this and go to the chat real quick. So let's hide that and go back over here. Sushi said, thoughts on this trade? Brees and Diggs for Mixon, Cook, Waddle. I want Brees, Diggs side.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
I want that Brees Diggs, man.
And he on the Brees Diggs side of that.
Oh, okay, good.
The way I want Brees and Diggs.
Good one.
Yeah. And that's honestly what's going on over here. These guys are all discussing it amongst themselves. That community. Good job, fellas. Love it. All right, let's get back to some booms and busts then.
That was a short halftime. We have one question. Back to it.
Yeah,
slow night.
That was more of a short lightning storm delay or something. That wasn't even okay. Let's get back over here to wide receivers. Kyle, give me a wide receiver.
Michael Pittman is my boom. He's had a kind of a slow couple weeks after he missed a week with an injury. Jacksonville is not a fantastic defense against the receivers, so I think he starts to get back on track as that wide receiver one everybody hoped he would be this week.
Is this kind of one of those same thing as Matt Stafford, like it's got to be this week or it's none kind of thing? Like,
no, it's not that desperate. Not like Stafford. No.
Okay. All right. Tony, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with my boom guy for the week. That's Trish Godwin. Love this guy this week against that Pittsburgh defense. This is the number one matchup for the wide receiver position. No defense has been more generous to wide receivers this year than Pittsburgh. That team's kind of falling apart. So I love Godwin all day in this game.
It's no wonder people aren't chatting. They're afraid to say anything at this point. I don't.
Oh my God.
I just want to know how long he's been sitting there thinking on this. Like, way too long. Way too long. I mean, the word God is in there. The word win is in there. And we got whatever the hell just spit out of his mouth.
Godwin.
Trist Godwin.
There it is. Godwin.
Oh my God, that's good shit right there.
Well, how do we get hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me see. No, that's not gonna let me do it. That's okay.
Albert's all over me tonight, by the way, if you read his last post.
Good. Somebody else is noticing. Oh my God.
All right.
Tony's nicknames. Super Crash.
Sorry, I should bold that. There we go. All righty. Tony's nicknames are on the Super Crash this week. Okay. Kyle, give me your bust.
Yeah, this one hurts my heart, but CeeDee Lamb is my bust this week against the Eagles. Those corners are just ridiculous. And having Cooper Rush back there throwing to him against these corners does not have me optimistic. CD puts up a good game this week. So my boy made my bust list.
It's sad but true. That is a tough matchup.
Unlike Sushi is with Lockett, I can be realistic with my favorite players.
but is this the best quarterback that Philly has faced so far? Just kidding. Kind of. Okay. Albert is on to you, Tony. Are you putting all those Steelers wide receivers on your bus list, Tony?
Close. Getting warm.
Heavy dose of foreshadowing.
All right, Tony.
Yeah. So Deontay Johnson is my bust receiver for this week. It's mostly about matchup. Well, it's a combination of matchup against Tampa Bay, which has been the defense has been brutal for opposing receivers. They've been shutting pretty much everybody down this year, and then also combination of Kenny Pickett, the change at quarterback, and George Pickens maybe kind of emerging as a potential go-to receivers, at least a deep threat in this offense. So I'm not feeling Deontay Johnson this week. He's going to be my bust receiver.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I'm kind of like that with that, both him and Pickens of just, you just can't, not yet. Oh, look at this. How we doing, man? Welcome in.
What's up, man?
Welcome in. Let us know if you have any questions or just sit back and enjoy the show. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's do tight ends. Tony, we'll let you go first on tight ends.
I'll do my boom tight end for the week, and that's George Kittle. It's funny.
Wait. You had him on the buy list.
I know.
You had him on your boom list.
I know. So here's a little
Jorge Kittle.
Jorge Kittle. Yeah, this is the guy. He's got him on my boom list for the week. And a little foreshadowing, I predict that Wednesday night he will be a sell high candidate for Wall Street. But Atlanta has been one of the easiest matchups for opposing tight ends. Every matchup so far on the season, tight ends have scored a minimum of 10 PPR points against that Falcon defense. I think this is a game where we're going to see Kittle potentially have a smash opportunity. And, I guess I'm taking the two Frisco guys, Wilson and Kittle. But I think this could be a monster game for Kittle.
I agree. I'm starting Kittle this week. I sat him in the past and I felt pretty good about that, but I think I have to start him this week. Kyle, what do you got?
I'm gonna hit you with my bust, Hayden Hurst.
Okay.
I know he played a big role last week with Higgins out. And if Higgins misses this week, they might try to get him more involved. But New Orleans is one of the worst in the league. Or I guess I should say one of the worst matchups, one of the best in the league, actually defending tight ends. So I really don't see them having an easy time getting him going this week with or without T. Higgins.
He's a big waiver wire pickup.
He's nice to have as a backup, but I wouldn't play him this week.
Popular waiver wire pickup. So people be sad about that. Big sad. All right, Tony, hit me with it.
My bust?
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be T.Y. Conklin is going to be my bust tight end for the week. We talked about this with the quarterback change taking place. From Flacco to Zach Wilson, his volume has really plummeted, but bottomed out. I mean, we saw in week 5 he didn't have any receptions at all. The past couple games, he's only had 3 total catches, and he's just a guy you really can't have in your lineup, especially at Green Bay against this defense, which has locked down the tight end position. So if you rushed out and grabbed Conklin off of free agency or waivers, if you were looking for a tight end earlier in the season and you saw the volume he was getting, you're not going to be able to use him right now. Not in this Jets offense, the way that they're kind of really neglecting him in that passing game.
Yeah, another waiver wire darling a couple weeks ago, and yeah, he doesn't have a role there. Not right now. Zach Wilson has his favorite targets, and Conklin does not seem to be one of them right now.
I feel like you're seeing some of those targets shift from Conklin to Elijah Moore.
And Corey Davis.
And Corey Davis, yeah, for some
and Breece Hall.
Yeah. Basically to everybody but Conklin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So true. All right, Kyle. Let's get your controversial pick here. Get out of the way.
Give me Evan Ingram. And I know you say controversial because it goes against Tony's bust QB, but we have seen in the past where a QB can shit the bed and one of his receivers can still have a pretty good game. Yeah. Indy is a really good matchup for tight ends. And I think Evan Ingram has another good game this week against them. He really improved his target share last week. He was doing good early, had a couple of clunkers, and then bounced back last week. I think he continues that this week.
Cool. We'll see. Since Tony picked Trevor or T-Law, sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to
get it right.
Didn't mean to get that wrong. Oh, your buddy T-Law is a bust. I'm just kind of curious, Tony. What do you think about that Evan Ingram opportunity with Indianapolis being a good matchup?
Ingram's he's a little bit risky, but if you're looking for a guy to stream this week, he's not a bad target to pick. He did have 10 total targets last week against that Houston defense. So it's a good opportunity, I think, to play that guy this week in this matchup. Even though I don't like Trevor Lawrence, doesn't mean you can't play Evan Ingram.
Agreed.
Especially with that type of a target share. If he comes anywhere near 10 targets, that's a type of tight end you want.
Yeah, that's a huge.
And the talent is there. They thought the world of this guy in preseason, throughout training camp. Peterson was really talking this guy up. So
I think that's been sort of frustrating with Evan Ingram because the Giants talked him up when he was there, and all of his talent. You kind of saw it, but they just didn't utilize it. It's
a nice matchup. I mean, the Indianapolis defense has been the first 5 weeks a nice matchup for opposing tight ends. One of the best in the league, top 5 matchup.
Yep. Alrighty, let's do super smashes and super crashes. I've already put my super crash in there. Let's start with our super smashes of the week. And Tony, we'll let you go first with your super smash. Anyone at any position that you think is going to just smash it this week? Who you got?
Yeah, so it's funny because we talked about this guy. It's the first time I put a quarterback on the buy list for Wall Street.
But Geno
has just been killing it in this offense. And if you didn't listen to Wall Street on last night, league-wide in the NFL, the number 1 team in the league through the first 5 weeks for average yards per play between first and second down is the Seattle Seahawks. They are number 1 in the league, ahead of Buffalo, ahead of Kansas City. Some of what we all know and believe to be the more high-powered offenses in the NFL. Seattle is leading that average on first and second down, meaning that this is a very explosive offense. Geno Smith has been killing it, and it's a great matchup for him. This game could really turn into a shootout. Kyle has Kyler Murray as his boom quarterback for the week, and I'm also going to take Geno Smith on the other side. I will say, depending on Lockett, that might ding him a little bit. I want a healthy Lockett in this game, but Geno Smith really looks fantastic, and he's been a top 10 quarterback this year in fantasy, which is crazy.
It's insanity. I mean, all we did was make fun of him all offseason, and here we are. Everyone's racing to the waiver wire to pick him up and then start him. Mind-boggling. But yeah, here we are, and that's why we love fantasy football.
Well, and look, here's the thing. It's rightfully so. When he replaced Russell Wilson last year, that whole offense fell apart. Yep. People were yelling and screaming because DK was getting 1 or 2 looks a game, and some games he wasn't. I think there were 1 or 2 games he didn't get any targets. So, but what we're seeing from Geno this year is totally different. And I said this last night, but making Pete Carroll look like an absolute genius.
Oh yeah.
Geno Smith on the year is a number 7 fantasy quarterback.
Wild. All right, go play Geno Smith. All righty. Kyle, who's your super smash?
Well, basically, there's a pattern here. And for all the same reasons Tony just said, plus emphasizing the injury to Lockett to his hamstring that popped up today, DK Metcalf is my super smash. I'm not going to repeat everything Tony said. There's no reason.
What else you got to add on that? No, I agree. I think that Lockett injury could be interesting. I'm curious on how, to what extent, how serious it is. But either way, Geno and Metcalf have been getting it together. And if it turns into that, if it turns into a shootout, that could be really good. Sushi wants you to play Tyler Lockett, even if he has a hammy injury.
Even with the injured hammy?
He could get shot twice, and he's like, play. Alrighty. Kyle, let's do your super crash. Who you got?
Naji Harris versus Tampa Bay.
Yeah, good call. Is that all you got to say? Because really, that's all you got to say. Right?
It's Naji Harris. The offense is terrible. The line is terrible. It's a tough matchup for running backs after he's already had a couple of really bad. Like, he started out bad, but a couple of really bad games in a row. I would bench Naji Harris this week.
I can't disagree. It's been horrendous.
Which you never thought you'd hear anybody say going into the season. Sad. Bench Naji Harris, but I would start Eno Benjamin over Naji Harris this week.
Oh, Yes, 100%. 100%. All right. Tony.
Well, I am
Receiver package.
but it's not going to be who did Albert throw out there?
Pittsburgh and Dallas.
The Oilers or the Cowboys. No, it's not going to be. Well, Deontay was on my bus list, so I did throw
he's close on that one. And I had Lamb, so
Well, you had them both up there. That's what he was guessing is like which one of those two is yours, Tony, that's actually standing for an entire
it is a receiving core, but it's neither of those. The receiving core that I'm I shouldn't say benching, but I have as a super crash this week.
It's like our under the bus receiving core of the week is.
And it's crazy because just a couple weeks ago, these were the two hottest receivers in the league, and that is the Miami Dolphin receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. For me this week, big time super crash. Not about the receivers, it's about the quarterback. And Skylar Thompson, I don't know if you saw his stats from last week against the Jets, who are pretty easy to pass on. 19 for 33, 166 yards and an interception. Just not expecting them to do a whole lot, if anything, against this Minnesota defense this week. I do not like the matchup. I do not like the starting quarterback. And we've seen poor quarterback play kill tremendous elite level receivers all across the league, DJ Moore being one of them. So for me, you've got to stay away from, and Jalen Waddle is banged up too, but Tyreek Hill, I'm not saying you're going to bench Tyreek. Of course, if you got him, you probably spent a high draft pick, so you've got to have him in your lineup, but he is not going to put a wide receiver in one numbers. I think at best you expect wide receiver 3 or flex numbers from Tyreek this week. And that's probably best case scenario. The only good news is Miami will probably be playing from behind and have to throw it an awful lot.
So, not liking T Hill and J Wad this week. Got it.
J Wad.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like Ty Reek and.
I almost called him Reek, but then I was like, well, you had
just call him
Law and T Conk and
just call him Reek, like Game of Thrones. Reek, and then J Wad.
J Wad was pretty good, right?
I like J Wad. That's funny.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. There's the final boom bust board there. Don't forget Tony's nicknames were horrible tonight. Those are your super crashes there.
Hey Tony, let's pronounce my super smash there, shall we? Dick Met? Is that Gina Smith and Dick Met. There's your Seahawks to start this week.
What's this alert?
Yeah, that's Dick Me Calf.
What's this alert that I'm getting?
Did you say Dick Me Calf?
Dick Me Calf.
Oh shit! I just got an email from YouTube. What?
YouTube's like, whoa, guys, hold up.
Strike one. All right. Oh man. Too bad. All right. Let's see. Let's go up here really quick. Let's go over to some chat here. Some overtime.
Some chatty chat.
Over to the cheaty chat here.
Chatty McChat face.
We're not doing nicknames for our viewers. Just keep that in mind, guys. All right.
Okay.
All right. Doing good. Thanks. Good. I got Pierce, Walker, and Wilson on my bench. Sutton and Godwin receiver. Pitts tight end. Nobody wants to give me Andrews or Kelsey. Yep. I don't blame them.
I wouldn't want to either.
Yeah. Any receiver should look for in particular ones that are doing good. But go for Devontae Adams since he's going to be out a week, probably on a suspension.
This is a trade question. So he's looking to trade Pierce, Walker, or Jeff Wilson?
I'd go for guys like Debo and Pittman, those kind of guys. Kirk.
Yeah. those are good pieces there. I mean, if you put one of those together with like Sutton, you could upgrade quite a bit, probably.
I'd also think if Pitch is who's your other tight end? Because if you can't get Andrews or Kelsey, you might want to make a run at maybe someone like a Goddard.
Yeah.
Get him onto your lineup. If you're looking for a receiver, I would probably look to trade Jeff Wilson before I trade Pierce or Walker, because Wilson is going to be a rental for whoever gets him.
Yes.
Now he's looking to have a monster game this weekend, so you might be able to sell him high after this week. But if you're able to flip Jeff Wilson, you can probably maybe package up and get, I don't know, who did you say? Debo? Debo might be a little bit of a stretch for a guy like that, but maybe an Olave or someone in that range.
Christian Kirk.
Kirk and Pittman are two that I would shoot for.
But what do you think about like a Drake London?
Yeah, I mean, I like Drake London. I think I'd rather have Olave, but I like Drake London.
For Olave, but yeah, I like London too.
London has a decent schedule.
Just depends what running back he's going to trade, or if he's going to package two of them up.
Yeah. Those are good trade pieces you got there, though.
They're great trade pieces.
He said, "Yeah, I might want to package for a CD or someone high."
Well, then if you do that, you're going to have to give up Pierce.
Yeah, you'll have to give up Pierce for that.
If you want a CD Lamb, you're going to have to give up Pierce. So if you give up Pierce, you can get him.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is also a good one because he has been underperforming, but you got to do it before he starts performing.
Jamar Chase, I think another guy that I absolutely love who you might be able to get this week because he hasn't played the last 2 weeks and going into a bye week, and that's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You can make a move for him. He's kind of maybe died down a little bit. And
that hype before he comes back from a bye and absolutely
comes back from the bye and goes
off everybody again.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, Sushi says, "Do you think I can pull this off? I'm trading Diggs and Hollywood for the guy who pushed the cameraman down the stairs." Oh, that's rookie of the year. Hold on, let's see.
Pierce.
So he's trying to get Devontae, Pierce, and D-Hop for Diggs and Hollywood. I'd only do that if you really needed the running back.
I don't hate it.
Because I'd rather have Diggs than Devontae and Hollywood over D-Hop. So it's really only if you absolutely need Pierce in your running back spot.
It's a pretty good running back to get back.
It is.
Yes. But yes, if you need that running back, I think that's pretty decent.
He's getting Devontae.
Right.
Do we know how long that suspension is going to be? Has anyone read anything about that?
It better not be more than a.
Not yet, no.
Ridiculous.
If it's more than a game, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, that's my only concern. Is if it's just a game, then I can see making the trade.
Yeah, you might.
It's a little bit of a downgrade from Diggs to Devontae. It's definitely a downgrade. You just don't know what to expect exactly from D-Hop, but you're gonna get Pierce. Pierce is an RB2 pushing to be an RB1. So if you need the running backs, I agree with whatever Kyle said. If you need the running back help, I can see it.
That's a first. Just kidding. Did you guys see Ron Rivera's press conference?
No, we were here with you.
No.
Come on,
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I want to know
Tell
more.
us all about it.
Starting Eno and Kenneth Walker over AJ Dillon. Is that too crazy? RB1 is Barkley.
Who's Ron Rivera?
Get out of here.
No, that's not crazy. I can get down with that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Eno and Walker over Dillon, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Let Dillon put something on paper.
Right.
And then you can put him back in your lineup. He's in my timeout corner on my teams.
As he should be. You put baby in a corner.
Which sucks because he's got a great matchup this week, but what the hell?
Yeah. Yep.
So do the other guys, though. So
that's true. Yeah, I would go with that. Jamal Williams and Cam Akers was dropped in my league. Should I scoop? I would get Jamal Williams probably.
I'd grab either one if you need some running back help. Jamal Williams is going to be temporary. I'd rather have Jamal Williams, but even if you miss out on him, somebody else gets him. I could see grabbing Akers and just stashing him as backup,
Yeah.
He's not great, but it's better depth than you'll be able to get off waivers otherwise.
Yeah. And if Henderson gets hurt, I guess even then I don't know that I love him, but I agree with what Kyle said.
The bye weeks are going to get pretty serious here soon. So
because even when Swift is back, Jamal Williams still has value.
Mm-hmm.
So I would prefer to have Jamal Williams there over Cam Akers for sure. So Sushi says you pronounce it Metcalf.
I think we should actually pronounce the cough. So
There you go. Okay, I like it. It's a bit obnoxious into the microphone, but we'll take it.
Dick Metcalf.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave that one alone because I do want to stay on YouTube.
It sounds like you're testing for a hernia, doesn't it?
Yes. Someone says, absolutely terrible tight end situation. Let's see. Already got CMC, Saquon, and Jones. Maybe try to package Pierce and Sutton for a top receiver. Yeah. Yes. Yep. I think you can probably.
That's when you go after your CD Lamb types. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you might be
probably better than that for that package.
Probably, yeah. With Pearson and Sutton, you could probably make a run at like a Diggs or. I mean, it'd be tough. It'll be tough to get them still, but I could see making a rug for like a Diggs or a JJ with that pair up there. You won't get
settle for Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is a good one.
Adams is still a top 5, top 6 receiver.
Yeah. Just not this week. He's
not this week, right?
He's on bye. Let's see. Drop B-Rob or Madison for Jamal or just hold? I could see Madison, but not B-Rob.
Madison maybe, not B-Rob.
B-Rob was the starter.
You saw tonight, he was the absolute starting running back.
I drop him now anyway. He's locked.
Right. Well, yeah. Unless he wasn't in your starting lineup, if he was on your bench.
We found out on Sleeper, if your G League manager doesn't click the little setting button, if you don't start someone, you can actually drop them off of your bench after a game is started. Yeah. We found that out a couple of weeks ago. We're like, really? Apparently, I had set it up where it locks them regardless in the leagues I run, but we had one that didn't, and it became a whole thing. So, yeah, lesson learned. But do not drop Brian Robinson. Like, he's the starter there in Washington now. We saw it tonight. He looked good. He got almost all of the carries. Like, it's just
wild how much of the starter he is.
Yeah, you can't drop him. You can drop Gibson probably.
Probably. But yeah,
actually, Gibson's probably one of the better handcuffs in the league now. Kind of like Michael Carter got shifted to great handcuff in last year's draft. So did Gibson.
But I like Jamal over
Madison. Yeah,
because Madison holds really no value unless Cook goes down, and Jamal Williams holds his own value even when Swift is in. So, let's see. Start 3. 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, 1 flex. Godwin, Walker, Dobbins, Godwin. Okay.
You can start Godwin twice. Go for it. Listening twice, starting twice. Godwin's for sure wide receiver.
Yep.
Walker's for sure running back start.
Yeah.
So it's between Dobbins, Waddle, and London for your flex.
Not doing London. Not this week.
Yeah, not doing London against San Fran.
Probably not doing Waddle.
Waddle is a super crash for Tony. So process of elimination, you're starting Dobbins at flex.
So it sounds like to me. What does Tony think?
Why are you down on London? Just don't like him
playing San Francisco.
Yeah, he's playing San Francisco. I just don't trust it. I don't think it's a good matchup.
Yeah, I guess I have to agree. You got to go. I mean, you got to go Dobbins. I hate playing Dobbins over both of those guys, but Waddle's injured, and you got Skylar Thompson slinging the football in Miami right now. Just it's a suck matchup. So
It's a clusterfuck.
what is this?
There are too many. That's sign language for clusterfuck. There are too many backup quarterbacks playing right now in the NFL. It's kind of wild. And a couple of teams with third stringers. Like, it's insanity.
Yeah. Goody win, Walker, and do BB-ins.
Dobby.
Dobby the free elf.
Yep. Dobby.
Yeah. Man, that hurts.
Yeah, that's not great. What up, Shane? What do you think I should trade for? I'm on Brian Ron. I have Kyler Cup, Judy Lazard, Connor, Williams, Dylan, Kelsey. Hey, boy, how'd you get so many running backs? That's good.
He wants Amara and Brian Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it.
And he wants to get both of them. Am I reading that right?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, he wants Amon-Ra and Brian Robinson. What out of the rest of that stuff should he give up for it?
What's tough is you don't really have a wide receiver that's.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'll cost you like Judy or Lazard and then like Jacobs.
I was going to say.
Maybe even Dylan. Like, it'll take quite a package.
It's hard to answer that without knowing the rest of the other team's roster.
Yeah.
Because what does the other guy need? Whoever has Amara and Brian Robinson, it's going to be tough to pry them away. But what does he need?
He better need running backs because that's what you have to offer.
Yeah. Because whatever you do, don't trade Cup, don't trade Walker, don't trade Kelsey.
Yeah, it's going to take like a Judy.
Throw the rest of your team
Connor
at him.
Jacobs. Because you can do like a Judy Connor Jacobs. If the guy needs running backs, Connor's going to be a hard sell right now. But you might be able to do like a Judy Dylan Jacobs or something. Sell high on Jacobs right now. So that's like you said, it's hard that the other guy probably just needs to have, or he needs to need running backs probably for you to be able to pull that off, in my opinion. Start Lazard, Waddle, Singletary, or A.J. Dillon. Right now I got Lazard in. Well, you're not doing Waddle. I think we've all determined that. We do not like Waddle.
I think you got to go Dillon out of that group. I know I benched him in another group earlier, but out of this group, I think you got to start Dillon.
Looking at matchups. Do you think I would know him by now?
Dillon's got the Jets.
Yeah.
At home. So.
Singletary's playing Kansas City. That's a throwing game. Waddle's a super crash once again, and then Lazard or Daubs flip a coin. I'd rather.
Yeah, I'm not going Lazard. I'm between Singletary and A.J. Dillon.
I just don't see the running backs getting a lot of work in that Buffalo and Kansas City game.
Yeah, I go A.J.
I think that's probably your safe bet is A.J. Dillon. Yep.
And here's the thing with Lazard. Rodgers was just on McAfee show 2 days ago talking about how he's been pitching to get Randall Cobb more involved in that offense. And we just saw it in week 5.
Week 5, Randall Cobb got more involved.
So, wait a minute. Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show?
Every week.
Yeah, every week.
He goes out every week.
I've seen some of his show. It's awesome, but I don't always get to check out who's on there.
He has a standing segment every week. He goes on Pat McAfee. McAfee he asks some good questions.
Yeah,
what happened in the locker room?
Great.
What happened in the locker room after that game? What did you say? What was the mood? He really has good conversations with Aaron. Don't forget AJ Hawk is his kind of partner. And AJ Hawk
I knew that. I've seen him on there a lot.
Yeah, so they have real good conversation. And he talked to Pat McAfee about Randall Cobb because he was saying that Cobb looks like a 5-year-old kid out there. Like he's just a lot younger than his age.
He did look good last week.
He looked really good.
Rodgers I think Randall Cobb's a sneaky play.
Yeah.
But you've got Daubs, you've got Lazard, and now you got Randall Cobb coming on. I don't think you can trust Lazard.
I agree. Would Aaron Jones and Sutton for Diggs be too much? Feels like it. Then move Pierce to flex.
I can get on board with Jones and Sutton for Diggs.
I could do that, especially since you have Pierce. I trust Pierce right now more than Aaron Jones, just because he's not splitting time. Like, I don't know.
Pierce he'll be more consistent. Pierce is a boomer bust running back.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to take that much to get.
But it's freaking Diggs. Yes, give that for Diggs, 100%.
It's just going to take that kind of payment, unfortunately, but it is. Sushi's got his super smashes. Raheem Mustard, Kyle Juszczyk.
It's the same guys that he has in his super smashes every week.
Hold on. Let me take a screenshot of him spelling Tyler Lockett's name incorrectly.
That's too funny.
Because I'm going to send that to Tyler Lockett in his DMs just to ruin Sushi's life. I'm just kidding. No. Okay. Start Godwin twice. Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, there's my
laugh track now.
Oh, I didn't know you had a laugh track. That's great. You literally could have been using it the whole time. Of course, I was the laugh track when he said Goaty win earlier. I lost my shit.
I traded Josh Jacobs and Zach Ertz for Travis Kelce. I have Eckler, Chubb, and Pierce.
Win.
Yes. Yeah.
That's an absolute
Rows
win.
and rows. Fantastic move. Get Kelce. How in the world did you do that after Kelce had a 4-touchdown game? Like, impressive.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Clink. Fire up the Vikings defense on DFS.
Yeah, 100%. Against Miami with the Skyler. Sure, absolutely. That's a great play.
Yeah, I'm sure they're pretty cheap on there too. So
I don't think they were actually when I was setting my lineup earlier.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I was playing with my lineup earlier. I didn't remember where they are though.
I'm gonna go with Tony agrees with that.
Sure.
If he disagrees, he'll say something generally. So
usually he'll get this smirk on his face of like, "Oh, I disagree," and so then
he's got a terrible poker face when he disagrees. When he agrees, he's stone faced. Nothing gives you nothing.
Okay, here's an interesting one. Trade Chubb for Cup 1-for-1. Which one of those?
If it's PPR, give me Cup.
I have my thought too, but I'll let Tony go first.
I mean, I'd rather have Cooper Kupp. Don't know that I would do that 1-for-1, but it depends on what you need. You know, if you've got depth I don't know what side you're on. You know, if you're on the Chubb side, if you've got running back depth and you need a top starting receiver, then get Kupp, and vice versa. But if you're looking at value, I think Kupp's value is greater than Chubb.
Yep. Trying to see if I can remember who he had, but having a hard time. It's far long gone. Sorry.
If I remember right, actually, with his roster earlier, I think he had Kupp.
Oh, yes. That's what I was thinking too.
Do not keep Julio Jones.
Do not get rid of Kupp for
Julio Jones. Julio Jones is not worth keeping if you're 1-4.
Godwin getting healthy.
Yeah, you can drop it.
They want to run the football. Don't keep
Julio's best chance at playing time, he was out at the same time everybody else was out. He missed it.
You can't stay healthy.
He's cooked. He's done. Drop him.
Let's see. Okay. So Shane's giving us a little bit more here. So Pierce and Brian Robinson. The main guy is to get Amon-Ra.
And Brian Robinson.
Oh, so he also has an 8-man league.
He's also pretty deep. So I guess it doesn't really matter.
Because you're deep at running back. He's got
You're both deep at running back and receiver, so I guess that doesn't really play into it too much.
No, because he's got Cook, James Robinson, Pierce, and Brian Robinson, so I don't know how you're really going to help him.
You'd have to redo your roster to make that move happen.
Yeah.
That's gonna, I don't know if that's possible, honestly. That doesn't look like it matches up.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to pry him away from him. He doesn't have a reason to trade him on Raw. You might could get Robinson from him because he's, down the depth chart a little bit, but I don't see you getting him on Raw.
I'm not seeing how it works out.
You'd have a better chance of getting Olave or T. Higgins probably.
Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays, baby. That's when he's on there. Duvernay, Ayuk, Doubs, Moore on waivers. Add any of them to replace Jones.
Give me Rondell Moore.
Yeah, honestly, I like all of them more than Julio.
Yeah, I do too.
But I probably Moore or Dobbs, and I'm probably leaning toward Moore. Probably.
Yeah, one of those two.
Yep,
for sure.
Love Pat, but Cobb is so old he won't ever be a real piece in that offense. Disagree after watching that last week.
A real piece and the chemistry's there, and yeah, he looked good last week. So,
oh, that's right. DD double D's here. Likes Lazard a lot and thinks he'll get 12 TDs this year. So I remember this from a previous one that we talked about, and I still don't think he's on track to get 12.
He's going to have to get to work if he's going to get 12 TDs. I don't see it.
It's going to have to be a flurry of TD.
I don't see it.
He's got 3 so far, so he's got to get 9 more. Ouch. That's going to be tough. Lazard has been performing better fantasy-wise than I thought, though. He has been scoring better than I thought, but still, I just don't trust it. Let's see. Sorry. What would a trade for T or Olave look like? I mean,
I don't remember your roster at this point.
Yeah, it was pretty far up there, but you have a lot of running backs. There was no way.
Some of the same combos we were giving you for Ramon Raw. I mean,
the guy just doesn't have gaps, really. I mean,
everybody loves running backs, though. So if you got a couple, I think you had Josh Jacobs, use Jacobs and Lazard or something. If I'm remembering your roster right, I think you had Jacobs and Lazard. Throw that at him for one of them, see what happens.
Yeah.
No, I'm writing the rosters out now. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think in order to kind of make something happen, he's going to have to move either Kelsey or Cup, because there really isn't any other way that he can help this guy. CD, Amon-Ra, Olave, Higgins.
Now with the depth that guy has, I could see flipping Cup for a whole bounty of stuff and really turning your whole team around.
You might be able to get B-Rob cheap just because he's got Cook, Gordon, J-Rob, and Pierce. So you might be able to get Brian Robinson cheap. You're gonna have to give something to get him, obviously, and maybe I can't do this right now, but maybe look at his bye weeks and see if you see any bye week issues at running back or receiver position, and you got to just identify a need on his roster. But he's got Josh Allen. He might not want to move any of these guys in order to get even upgrade Hawkinson to Kelsey, and you really don't want to get Hawkinson and Amon-Ra. I don't like getting the receiver and tight end with Detroit. So
maybe throwing some fab in there or something.
Yeah, he'd almost have to give up Cup to do a Cup and then try and get CD and Amon-Ra back in a deal.
Yeah.
But you can't trade Cup.
Yeah, I don't think he can.
I don't see where you can help him. That said, it depends how he values and you value Jacobs. Jacobs might be a guy you can move.
Sure. Especially since he has Melvin Gordon in there. I don't know. Kind of hard to say.
Well, if he's concerned about Cook, J-Rob had a down week here. So, if he moves Jacobs, maybe he feels like that helps him at the running back spot.
Yeah.
And you can get a Ma-Ra for Jacobs type thing.
Yeah. It's worth a shot. I mean, worst he can say is no, right? Here's one. Would you trade Hopkins and Keenan Allen for Lockett and Fournette in a PPR league? His wide receivers are Kupp, Hopkins, Keenan, Deontay, Drake.
I would do that. I'd want to get Fournette.
Yeah, give Fournette for sure.
Yeah. And you're talking about a suspended player and a guy with a hamstring injury that we don't know when he's coming back with Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, get Fournette in that deal for sure.
Especially with that kind of wide receiver depth. Yeah, I'm doing that. Oh, yeah, he's not doing that. He wants CMC or Saquon for Diggs.
Yeah. I have a feeling that would be tough.
Yeah. Here's what, by the way, he's getting Fournette in that deal. He's got Monty, Kamara, Breece Hall, and James Robinson already. Woo! You're going to be running back rich, my man.
Yeah.
Sheesh. But that's a lot of trade power right there, too. There's a lot of running back needy teams. So if you can pull that off, I think I'm doing that. And then trying to trade Monty or Kamara maybe.
Maybe Monty and Robinson at this point.
Yeah.
Now that Kamara's back and healthy, him and Hall are the standouts there, I think.
Hey, how would you guys rank Judy? I mean, you like Gallup as a wide receiver 3?
Yeah. I think you can get flood.
Maybe that's the deal you offer, Shane, is you give Jacobs and Judy for Ma-Ra and B-Rob.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
I think value-wise, you're giving up Jacobs, which is going to be an upgrade from him, hopefully in his mind, and he could probably use some stability at the running back spot. So that's maybe the offer I'd make. Jacobs, Judy for Ma-Ra and B-Rob.
We concur with the professor.
Double D's thinks Rondell Moore is a bum.
I do not concur with Double D on this one.
Would you put down the red Solo cup? All right, buddy. You're drinking too much. No, just kidding. Would you trade Hopkins and Keenan Allen for Lockett and Fournette? Oh, that just showed up again. Did we not answer quick enough?
Yes.
Do you think I trade Hollywood and Jeff Wilson for Mixon? I get Mixon and they need receivers.
Yeah, you could.
I think you could, yeah.
Considering Jeff Wilson's still just temporary.
Yeah, I think you can pull that off.
Yeah. I feel like Double D's just saying everything opposite of us. I don't even know.
What is Double D saying?
Oh, he says he would keep D-Hop and Keenan Allen. He would keep the suspended player and the injured player
over Fournette.
And
Lockett.
Have you watched that Seattle offense this year? Solo Cup?
I was going to say, Lockett's doing well, and Fournette has just been crushing it. So
I think Double D red Solo Cup's drunk.
Would you trade?
Oh, Solo, you're drunk.
Hey, you don't want to ask this
Yes.
guy. He's
Yes,
wrong.
I would.
Yeah, would you trade
I
Monty
would.
for DK?
I'd trade Monty for DK, yeah.
Yes, I would.
Yes.
And once again, Khalil looks like the better running back in that offense.
Yeah. Let's see. If Tua and Teddy aren't back in week 7, it's going to be Skylar Thompson versus Kenny Pickett next Sunday night.
Teddy will be back week 7.
Oh.
That sounds more like a Thursday night game. Jeez.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they got, who was it? Arizona and New Orleans next Thursday, so I might actually have a decent Thursday game next week.
Hey.
And then they're going to ruin it Sunday night.
They've already said that Teddy is going to be active this week as the number 2 quarterback in that game. So
Cool.
Teddy will be ready for week 7.
Good.
Thank goodness. Ooh. And what's that? Yeah, never mind. I'm not. I'm done with that matchup. That's so bad. 6-man.
6-man PPR.
Yeah, of course you're having trouble with choosing your lineup. Jesus. You're going to have that trouble every week. You're just loaded. Oh, my gosh. All right. He said PPR. Yeah. So let's just go down the line here, right? My goodness. That is crazy. So
I'd start
how many are you sending?
It seems he said which 3? CMC, Cook, and Kamara for me. Mixing against New Orleans is tough. Aaron Jones against the Jets isn't bad, I guess.
No.
Yeah, but the other 3 have really good matchups. You can't bench CMC, and Cook and Kamara have good matchups. So I don't see where Aaron Jones fits in over one of those 3.
No, I think it has to be CMC, Cook, and Kamara. Got to start those guys. I'm pretty sure. God, what 6-man? Look at those running backs. Ridiculous. Gosh. All right. Pick 2 to start. Chase, Metcalf, Moore, Wilson, and Olave if he plays. Also, this league is a 16 team. Hey, for a 16 team, that's a pretty good little lineup of wide receivers you got there. Congrats on that.
It's got to be Chase and Metcalf.
Yeah, why wouldn't you start chasing Metcalf? That's for sure. Kenny Pickett looks good. Okay.
You mean like looks good in his helmet or looks good playing? Because I disagree if it's the latter.
He probably likes those really tight pants. I mean, he looks really good in those pants.
Is it opposite day? Nobody told me. Red Solo Cup, the only one that knows.
I think so. Jacobs and Dillon for J-Rob and Amon-Ra. Do it.
Yeah, I could do that.
Send it. Yeah, Shane's not liking AJ Dillon thus far. Same. Or Judy.
It's a good time to buy J-Rob.
Yep, it is.
And
Amon-Ra.
One thing we talked about last night on Wall Street, Jacksonville has a very, very favorable matchup rest of season, top 3 matchup rest of season, which is going to create positive game scripts potentially for James Robinson, which was the problem on Sunday, was they were in a negative game script and kind of took him out of the game. That's not going to happen rest of season. So this is a great time to buy James Robinson.
Yep. I would agree with that. Do you think you should do the Jacobs and Dillon, or do you think you should send Judy and Jacobs? Is the question there.
Send both and let him pick.
Yeah.
Let him pick one.
You can have multiple offers out there for him.
Because I'm good with either one.
Yeah. Let's see. I traded Kamara. Oh, what's up, Tommy?
Just real quick. The one thing I try to do, Shane, if he hasn't been taken already, is get Eno. Just because you've got Connor as a running back. I don't know if it's too late to grab him.
Pick him up. Yeah.
That'd be a nice little scoop.
I traded Kamara for Metcalf and Etienne. Did I get fleeced?
If you needed a receiver, you didn't. But actually, yeah, you might have.
I don't think you did.
It depends.
I don't think you did at all. No, I'm not crazy about Etienne, but
yeah, that's where I'm like.
I think Etienne was a kind of a throw-in, but Kamara from Metcalf is. I told you I'm back on the Metcalf train.
Yeah, I just he's not quite to Kamara status for me yet.
Okay,
but he's working his way back up. I don't think he got fleeced. Like I think it's a perfectly reasonable trade.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
I just personally I prefer to have Kamara over those 2, but you didn't get fleeced, no.
If Michael Thomas is out, who should I start in flex and PPR? Dobbins, James Robinson, or Rondale Moore?
Robinson.
I would agree. Robinson and Thomas is going to be out.
Yeah.
Still is not practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting Robinson.
Are we real surprised Michael Thomas is missing games again?
Yeah.
Nope, this is why I avoided him at all costs.
He tried to make a comeback, and he was like, you know what? No, I'm good. And just decided to sit out again. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, give it 3 weeks. He'll be deciding to have surgery or something. Who knows? So, He's got to wait till just long enough for that surgery to keep him out for the rest of the season. So, does Seattle keep it up, though? Really him. He says he doesn't think so. That suspended guy's name is Nuke, so beware. He's also playing a great game. Okay. So, what do you think, Tony? Do they keep it up? Does Seattle keep it up?
No, I think it's a fair question, but there's no way, based on what we've seen through the first 5 weeks, that they fall apart. I'll say one more time. The number one offense in the league, first and second down yards per play, Seattle Seahawks, 6.9 yards per play. The next team is Buffalo at 6.4. Then you got Kansas City 6.3. So it's not even close. And here's another thing too, Solo Cup. Seattle has one of, if not the best remaining schedule for offenses, especially at the quarterback position. They only have one matchup remaining on the schedule, and that's Week 15 against San Francisco. Other than that, they're all neutral at worst. They have several positive positive matchups for quarterbacks. I'm buying Seattle. If you can get Geno, if you can get DK and Lockett, I'm buying these guys on the season. So I do think they keep it up.
Yeah. Jay Gore, just pop it in here just to stir the pot. I will admit he is not playing well.
Until I see him on a good team with a good coach and a good scheme, I'm not giving up on him. He went from Cleveland to Carolina, for fuck's sake.
But how about the same coach? He's had a different coach every freaking year so far. His offensive line is trash, but I mean, he's also just not playing well. I mean, the ball.
I'm not saying he's playing well, but I'm saying give him a freaking chance. It's worth a hell, and let's see if it's 100% him or not.
And yeah, I'm just saying, like, in years past, it's been if the defensive linemen are knocking down balls, it's because the offensive line is sucking and not blocking well enough. Now all of a sudden it's Baker's fault. I'm just saying. Double D said Baker is bad. Yes, Housey sticks out like a sore thumb, handing the ball off in Cleveland and then refuses to McCaffrey. I am also curious why they don't throw it to McCaffrey more. Come on, man. Let's see. But again, is that an offensive scheme thing or is that a Baker thing? I mean, honestly. Yeah, Anton, same thing. Those are like 5 top backs in the league. 6-man PPR. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Like,
which 3 do I start? Roll a dice and
yeah, good. Like, you really can't go wrong. Can you start 6? Because you have 6 starting running backs. So more super smashes. We got Marshawn Lynch and Jerry Rice. Yeah, I love them. Do it. Let's see.
Keyshawn Johnson still available?
Do I do it for Brian Robinson or James Robinson? Crap, I don't even remember. No, probably Brian.
I prefer James to Brian, but we were assuming
easier schedule.
Yeah, you said Brian before, so that's who we were putting together offers for.
Yeah.
I personally would agree with Kyle and Corey. I do J-Rob, but here's the thing, Shane. It's a subjective thing. And in your original post, you felt that Brian Robinson could be a league winner down the stretch. And so if that's your gut, go with your gut. The last thing you'd want to do is not get him, have him be a league winner down the stretch, and then you're going to be aggravated as hell all offseason.
I knew it.
I should have done it. Why did I do it when I had? So
why did I listen to them idiots on Boost and take James instead of Brian? I knew it.
Obviously they love him in Washington. He won the job outright in the preseason. We're now
got shot, came back,
got shot, and they gave him the starting job back.
Immediately. So, they gave it back to him immediately.
17 touches tonight. You know, there's a lot to like about the kid.
Yeah.
So go with your gut.
What's up, Cade? Should I drop Garrett Wilson or Tyler Lockett for Mostert,
Benjamin
or Zeke? 8-man league.
Lockett. Drop Lockett all day.
Do not drop Lockett.
I'm just messing with Sushi. Yeah, drop Garrett
Stop
Wilson.
dropping Lockett. Stop dropping Lockett.
And I do it for Zeke.
Garrett Wilson for who, Kyle?
For Zeke.
It's an 8-man league. So
what's with all these tiny leagues?
If you're needing to start someone immediately, you probably want, Benjamin. Zeke's probably going to sit out there maybe for a little bit, or people that are equal to Zeke being an 8-man league. I mean, we're in those we're in one of those, and there's just always people on waivers. So
Zeke is just the only one there that's like a permanent fixture.
Yeah, but if you're looking for someone for this week, Garrett Wilson for Benjamin, I think is your move. But if you're looking for someone long-term to roster, then probably Zeke, yeah. Let's see.
I like Monster.
Get out of here. Don't.
I do. Now, I've been talking up Chase Edmonds because I think something's going on there in Miami. But you're looking at a guy, I think to me, the guy who gives you the most potential on the season, if he keeps the starting job, is Mostert.
Yeah, that's sad. Sad day.
That's me personally.
Sad day. Thoughts on Tyler Boyd this week if Higgins is out?
If Higgins is out.
Tyler Boyd and
they're playing New Orleans. I forgot about that.
Burrow's got to throw it somewhere.
Yeah,
Hayden Hurst it is.
Yeah,
Hurst.
It ain't going to be Hurst. So
Yeah,
I like Boyd. I like Boyd as a flex if Higgins misses.
Jaguar thinks this is Baker's last stop, though. As a starter, maybe.
I think he's got a deal in place with The Rock. Isn't he going XFL?
That's not a bad idea. He would fit in really well there.
Here's the question.
Personality wise,
if you remember, you know where PJ Walker came from?
Yeah.
XFL.
Yep. It's
He
true.
was a superstar in the XFL.
Is arena football still a thing?
Yeah, on some sort of level, but.
And I'm telling you that
he would fit the arena football style perfectly.
I'm telling you, PJ Walker could win that job outright. Where Baker belongs, carrying Johnny Manziel's jockstrap. That's where Baker belongs. Because
Tony's fired.
They're
Bye.
cut from the same cloth. They're one and the same guy, basically.
They're absolutely not.
That's
just 100% the same guy.
Because two guys are bad at football doesn't mean they're the same freaking guy. They're
the same guy.
Someone watches too much
They're
ESPN.
both immature idiots.
Yeah, he's over here watching Odell Beckham's YouTube
that's
videos.
hashtag fake news. That's ridiculous.
You're watching too much Odell Beckham YouTube channel. Like, get out of here.
They're the same guy.
It's
immature
so annoying because
idiots.
it's like how ridiculous that is. It's just people that don't know better. It's just an easy storyline. That's just a talking point that for people they are not the same.
Even
person.
if their game was exactly the same, their personalities are 100% different.
They're so different.
Not talking about the game, not talking about their personalities. They're both wired the same. They're both immature. They don't have what it takes to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. In that way, they're the same.
What makes Baker immature? His competitiveness?
He's
competitive.
Okay.
And that's what people always got mad at him for being competitive. And he's like, what, you want me to be friends with the people I'm supposed to be beating? Like, what? That's why people don't like Russell Westbrook. He's super competitive. And
all I can tell you is Cleveland's paying him not to play for them. So that tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, and they paid a guy who was on.
They also gave Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed contract that stood out 11 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not
I obviously touched on a sore spot here with the two of you. What do you guys have? Baker. You have Baker Mayfield tattoos on your.
You want to see it
on your low back?
The issue I have is not that people say
the only target
is bad. Hit. It's the hyperbole to which they go with it.
Yeah,
to say how bad he is when it's absolutely not. Like, there's been so much worse. Manziel was worse.
It's both immature idiots. They're going to be run out of the league.
The comparisons that people make are just so
Carolina's not going to take him back. Nobody wants the guy.
No trade market for him.
He's a dummy.
All right, I'm going to add that to Tony's super crashes for the week. Here, let's get back to these guys really quick. Let's power through these, Tony. It's past your bedtime, so
he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about anyways. We can just let him go.
For Jones and Sutton for Jay Jettas. Now we wait.
TikTok.
We shall see.
That would be a tremendous deal if you got Jettas for that.
Yeah,
no doubt.
It'd be a steal.
Yeah, he does need to be careful with that dice roll. I lost my league, Jonathan Taylor. That's so stupid, but yes.
You should have seen the team that got last in our dynasty league last year. It was an incredible team. Just horrible scheduling luck, dude. It does happen. It does happen.
All right, guys, get off Tony's nuts. He's not. I know he's saying all the popular things that these.
It's not popular. It's the truth. Some you guys just need to hear it. You guys are like, you need to go to like.
Thing.
One person compares Baker and Manziel, and now everybody's saying it because it's hip.
It's because
you guys belong in a Baker Mayfield support group. You guys got to go in and talk about
us and anybody else.
We've just followed him for a lot longer. We're closer to him than all these other guys.
Was he good at Oklahoma? Yeah, he was okay.
Oh, see now
he sucks. NFL, he's not. He's
now I know you're just trolling.
No, I give the guy a little.
Let me give him a little bit of credit for kind of, what he accomplished there at Oklahoma, walking up, getting that starting job. I give him some credit for that. But outside of that, he's just an immature idiot who never grew up. He still acts like a 14-year-old schoolboy.
But still managed to turn the Cleveland Browns around after they had no QBs for decades.
But even an example of something immature he's still doing, do you have an example?
He just acts like an idiot. He looks like an idiot.
So there's no examples of it. Okay, he just out there trying to compete and win football.
Our stat guy says he looks like.
Well, everyone talks shit about him constantly. I mean, you can't win, right? So it's just like
the professor. All he can come up with is he just looks like an idiot.
He does look like. Does he not?
I heard some coach or some guy say that he was immature, so he's automatically Johnny Manziel.
That's what the news.
I mean, look. In all seriousness,
get the rest of these questions for real.
I looked up immature moron in Webster's, and they had a picture of Baker. That's why I made the connection.
You and Baker, you're the immature idiot twins. Now, forget DFS twins on Sunday. We're replacing it with you and Baker as the moron twins.
That's too funny. Okay, should I make this trade?
Good job,
Jay Gore. Jay Gore, this is all your fault, Jonathan. You come in once every month and just come in here and stir the pot. I mean, then no one else in the chat really gives a crap about it. All right, let's get back here. King Dirk, sorry you had to sit through that.
Yes, do that.
Should I make this trade? Justin Herbert, Rashad Bateman, and Chris Olave. I got Mike Evans.
Who are you starting at quarterback? Who's your quarterback right now?
Yeah, that'd be interesting to know. Is Connor a drop, or should I try and do something for him? He's making me very mad. I would not drop him.
You cannot drop him.
Don't give up on Connor yet.
Yeah, he's gonna have some good games, man. You can't give up on him. Yeah, it's been frustrating, kind of like AJ Dillon, but stick in there.
Don't drop Connor. What the hell?
Okay, Solo Cup. We agree on something.
He's back with us. Thank you guys for the info, especially Tony. Yeah, Tony spent just some time there. He did. He wrote down the rosters and everything. He went for it. He's trading DeMonte Hopkins, Keenan, and Deontay for Lockett, DK, Metcalf, and Fournette, and CEH. Well, the Lockett, DK. Well, you're getting Lockett and DK. Yeah, Fournette and CEH. That's
not even close.
Yeah, that side wins by a lot.
Not even close.
Should I make this trade? Oh, that's the same one. Did it come on here twice, or did I just not know what I'm doing here? That's between them. You got Tony's trolling now.
She said his QB is Baker. I love it. Is Manziel on waivers? Because you can back up Baker with Manziel. You get the same production.
Oh, my God.
Guys, that's all the questions. It's midnight straight up here. Tony, that's 1 o'clock for you. That is your bedtime. So we are going to sign off.
He said no. Okay, King Dirk says he actually said I got Russell Wilson.
Yeah, then you get Herbert.
Get Herbert.
Yes, then you do it.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we're signing off with that. Guys, it's been fun. Jonathan, you're an asshole for bringing up Baker, but thanks for dropping in anyways because we miss you. Everyone else, thanks for dropping in and hanging out with us tonight too, as we did our booms and busts and argued about Baker and gave some other advice. Kyle, have a good night. Tony, I hope you sleep horribly.
May you step on a Lego every day for the rest of the week. May the other side of your pillow never be cool.
Seriousness, I appreciate you guys, Sushi and Albert and Shane, for the shout out. At the end of the day, we all know that Baker's a Manziel wannabe. That's just the way it is.
Who wants to be Manziel?
Apparently Baker does.
May the other side of your pillow never be cool.
May you lose the other 3 hairs on your head.
May you always put your shoes on the wrong feet.
That's too funny.
All righty, guys. That's it for us. Have a good week. Good luck this week. And me and Kyle will see you Sunday morning.
Pre-game.
See ya.
Later, fellas.
See ya.